What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Friday. It is 4th of July weekend. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free for the weekend at last. So appreciate you tuning in, taking the time. Hope you're ready for a fun and safe holiday. I know I'm going to get nice and rowdy. Hope you're going to do the same. Looking forward to seeing some family, but we're here tonight for Fan Friday. That is right. It is your day. The Fan, any question, any comment that you have had throughout the week, anything you missed, you wanted to touch upon, you want to talk about some basketball stuff. I know you guys have been asking about Harden and everything lately, so let's go, baby. We got free agency beginning in the NBA, so I don't mind it. You want to throw that in there? Obviously, it's an Eagle show, but I don't care. Philly sports, let's F and go. Got some mailbag questions for you. And we'll talk about some of the things I have heard this week. And we'll take it from there. But I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time here, whether you're watching this live, watching this later. But let's F and go. And my man starting us off, Drew, my dude, let's go. And some fantastic news. Woke up this morning, saw that you had said your grandmother out of the hospital. Let's go. Love to hear that. We're sending all the great thoughts, prayers, good vibes, anything we possibly can to you and your family, my man. But I appreciate you taking the time this weekend. Hope we can bring you some kind of joy here. I know these Fan Fridays lately have been outrageous, just off the wall, and I love it. I love every second of it. You guys just, ask me whatever you want. You want to get to know me. You want to know about the football stuff. You want to know whatever it is. I'm here for you. Cap Space, Dalvin Cook, DeAndre Hopkins, Yannick Ngakoue, whatever's on your mind. We're going to talk about it here tonight. So I appreciate all of you. Let's get this thing going in here. Yo, of course, my man. And, you are one of my most loyal and favorite, guys that come in here. And I really, can't thank you enough for all the time you spend coming in here and the great questions. And you actually provided a question. And right off the bat, this one has my mind spinning here. So, yeah, we're going to talk about everything and anything Eagles, all of the above. But you guys, I've really been enjoying these, non-Eagles questions here. Really getting my mind working here. But Drew starts us off this Friday. Let's go. So appreciate you, my man, Drew. Let's get to your question here. And you can see here, again, non-Eagles, but loved this one. So what movie that if it came on, you had to watch no matter where it is at in the story? So saw this with about an hour before the show. So my mind started racing and I was trying to think. I was like, all right, well, I like this movie, I like that movie. It's like, but okay, but you're saying I turn it on and I'm like, it doesn't even matter that I've missed the beginning. I want to rewatch this thing. And so started coming up with all these different things. And in the end, the movie I came up with was, now I separated it. We've got comedy because this is what I came up with. If Old School is on, that and very close second, Friday, are my favorite comedies of all time. I can watch them at any time. I enjoy laughing my ass off. So that would definitely be one. But if we're talking about a great movie, it's going to lock me in, I'm going with Goodfellas here. And it was a toss-up here. I had Die Hard. I had Heat in there. I was really thinking about, and I love living vicariously through my son. I get to watch the Marvel stuff. I enjoy those movies, too. So I can watch those at any time. Brings me back to being a kid, too. So that was a great question. And really, a lot of answers I probably could have came up with. But I think Goodfellas, in the end, is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. But if you guys want to answer that question, whether you're live here now, you're watching later, let me know what one movie that no matter when you turn it on, you have to watch it. It's just that damn good. Drew, great question starting us off here tonight. And you guys, you got to be telling crazy stories and bringing out awesome stuff. So I'm all about it. But I love it, man. Really appreciate you. And look, the Old School, I think, from any moment that you turn that on, you're going to die. 2 free treats at the meet and greet. I am here for the gangbang. And that's like within the first 5 minutes, and you're like, oh my God. Then it just keeps going. And you got a fucking dart in your neck. Like whole time I'm crying. I love cheese, everything about it. I could sit there and I really do love that movie. And it is always going to be one of my favorites. Before that movie, Friday was always one of my favorites as a kid. I watched that way too young probably, but I enjoyed the shit out of that. And as I got into high school, I remember when Old School came out, That was one of those movies. I bought it. Well, actually, I got it for a gift. My sister got it for me for one of the holidays. And I remember we would get so troned out and always end up back at my house. And somehow, every damn time, Old School would be the damn movie. I'd wake up and hear, like, every time I'm like, what the fuck? We're watching Old School again. Like, and it never gets old. Never, ever gets old. So all about it, my man. Great question. Hoping for a three-way trade with the Clippers, Blazers, get Dame and Paul George. Yeah, I too wish we could get Steph Curry, Dame. I want all of them. But yeah, if they could get one of those guys, that would be awesome. Thought I was your favorite. Well, Travis, if you are a movie, I don't know, coming to America. Oh, that's a great one. I saw somebody talking about that the other day. And just the barbershop scene where Eddie Murphy's playing all of those characters. Holy shit. And if you're younger and you're looking for stand-up comedy, let me just tell you that Eddie Murphy is one of the greatest of all time. It's not like your cheesy, corny stuff that you're probably thinking you're going to get here from Dr. Dolittle. No. This dude, he kept it real while dressing. I love the way he dressed. So ridiculous. And I love that guy. Eddie Murphy is one of my favorites of all time. Beverly Hills Cops 1, 2, a little bit of 3. I enjoy the shit out of those movies. Those are also some of my favorites growing up. So good one there. I think Coming to America, they just made like a remake, right? And that was one of those movies where it was like, probably not going to do that. There's so many of those movies that I will not watch. Halloween. So, and it's not that I'm like, I will not. It's just, I really am not going to take my time and be like, oh yeah, I want to watch them ruin something. So to me, I don't know if you saw the new one, let me know. But I just, for me, no, you can't ruin classics, damn it. And it seems to be the thing they love doing nowadays. So, well, we'll see. Watch Last Friday and laugh like I've ever seen before every time. Last Friday, next Friday, all of them are good. Friday, though, oh, Smokey Beckett taking his shit. There is so much, just like with Old School, that you can just repeat it all. You can love. I mean, I still call people Big Perm. I mean, I have a buddy that's name is Worm. I mean, that movie will go to the day I die. So I'm with you on that one. I love any of the Fridays. I think that, again, this was a good one. And my mind was like, yeah, but what about this one? And there were so many comedies that I had in there. And it was like, I got to mention Friday. I think Anchorman's a great one too. There's some movies where it's like, if they're on, like you gotta watch them, because especially with laughing movies, like if I see something, I'm like, all right, it's time to enjoy life a little bit. Let's have a nice little laugh, because you got to remind yourself of that. Right. And so when those kind of things are on, it's like, I'm going to stop here and I'm going to enjoy this laugh. So, all about those Friday movies though. And, Old School quotes, man. Look, and those were just popping off my head. That's just how insane it is. And I haven't seen a movie in effing years, but I think I'm going to recommend that one here. I'm like, hey, look, I know it's probably not going to happen because I doubt I have any time to watch a movie this weekend. But look, that is one of the most classic effing movies of all times. The every moment that you could say, like, this is my favorite, this part, you could just be like, well, actually, it's like, well, we might go to Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know if we'll have enough time. Like every effing part, you're like, no, this part's my favorite. Earmuffs, like everything, shit, cock, balls. I'm probably going to get banned on YouTube for that one, but that is one of my favorite parts of that movie. I just think classic. And I think I'm going to have to watch it myself. Spin-off of the barbershop character. Eddie Murphy should just create like a podcast or something to just talk to himself. Just make like clips into making it seem like it's obviously he wouldn't be able to just, I mean, maybe he could, just split your personalities up. But if you want to make it for video, hey man, I would watch it. I definitely would watch those characters over and over and over again. So even if you just did a few clips, man, I think people would love the new content. So I love it, Drew. And if any of you have any movies that you want to throw out there, please feel free to do so. I think that, oh my God, Tombstone. That's another classic. That was one I remember my dad owned, and watching that with him, Doc Holliday, I just thought that was the coolest shit. I can still see his sweaty, dying ass right now. Man, one of the most classic Western movies. My dad liked a lot of Westerns, a lot of John Wayne stuff. And, I think that Tombstone is one of my favorite Westerns, but my favorite Western of all time. got to be Young Guns. To me, that was, and Young Guns 2 was awesome too. I just thought as a kid, star-studded cast, but I really didn't even know who most of those people were because I was just a kid. But I think to me, Tombstone definitely up there, man. Probably number 2 next to Young Guns. But love those movies. We were pretty lucky, growing up. I think the 90s had some real classic movies. And yeah, those are 2 of them right there, man. I love it. Tombstone is a great one for sure. Oh, man, I forgot about it. And that's why I asked you guys, look, name some movies off. I'm sure I'll be like, holy shit. There's so many great ones. I was thinking, like if I had a name like a superhero kind of movie, I think Dark Knight, the trilogy there. I think those movies. Ooh, yeah, big fan. Heath Ledger's Joker. I like those too. So yeah, I think anything that you guys throw at me, I'm probably gonna be like, oh shit, because I am a movie buff. I do like when I have free time, which is hardly ever, but there are some great ones that I do remember. I have trouble seeing a lot of the new ones, though. Cool Hand Luke, nice. Sometimes a hand with nothing is the best hand to play. I love it, Linda. My father would enjoy that. I'm always throwing out Cool Hand Luke, calling people that, and they're like, who's Cool Hand Luke? I'm like, I know, I'm old. And the problem is my dad was old too. So he was born in 1950. So he made me an old head before I was even old. Now I'm old. Now I'm really old. So, hey, it is what it is, but I love it. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, intriguing one. That was a decent movie. I remember that one. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. It was enjoyable. My grandparents got me into Tombstone. Nice. Very cool, man. And I always love thinking back to like movies and shows, you watch with your parents, grandparents, and got a lot of good ones. And I think one show I remember, one of the final shows, like when I was able to was watching TV with my mom at times. Like, I don't know why I just, don't really get time to go over to my mom's to watch TV. You know what I mean? But we were watching and I convinced her to watch Modern Family. And my mom's just like a real, old school, just that show. I just thought, this is going to be intriguing to see how she takes it. And she loved it. So I thought Modern Family is a pretty funny ass show too. I like that one. And yeah, I love a lot of stuff, and it's like, but if you ask me anything today, I'd be like, I try. I try to watch certain shows, and I do. And most of the time when I get to watch these things, it's like insanely late because I have to make sure I get everything done for my Eagles stuff. And like, I have to, I have a family, I have a life here. So like all the work and family and, getting the show, that's literally all my time. So it's like, when does TV or video games fit in there? And it's like, well, that's why I look like the old bag lady here because I don't sleep. And it's like, but I probably own one of these Fridays. Let's talk about video games. I own so many that I will probably never play in my entire life. And that sucks. But my kid, as he gets older, he'll just continue taking those games on. So it works out in the end. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, that's a great show for sure. But if you guys have any movies, anything like that you want to throw out there, you're watching this later, do not feel like you cannot be part of this conversation. This is, I know, live, but I know a lot of you guys can't catch it. So it's the holiday weekend. Fireworks are going on later. So try to get this show on before it got dark. But look, whatever's on your mind, let me know. Now, when it comes to the Eagles, man, this is sicko season. There's not much going on because it's their summer, dude. They're out there doing what they got to do. And some of them working out, some of them, doing their charity events, whatever it is. But it's their time. So we're waiting for training camp to start. And July 25th, they will show up. The 26th will be the first day of practice. So a lot of excitement there. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, we'll be breaking down these positions. I was thinking about doing something where I'm not going to make live videos. It's going to be little segments of each position because I'm seeing a lot of people doubting the edge rushers, the interior D linemen, 2 of the strongest positions for the Eagles. I'm going to break these things down position by position. I don't want to overload people with all these rosters, getting to know every single thing about every player, their name, their height, their weight. I don't want to overload you guys. I forget that not everybody is a sicko. So I'll break them down by individual. I can tell you why I'm very confident in Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, Nolan Smith, Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett. We talked about that the other day, but I want to do that for every position. And seen a lot of people saying, the Eagles are lacking edge rushers here. We're, in need of someone like a Yannick Ngakoue. I couldn't disagree more with that sentiment. I think that that is probably our strongest, deepest position. And I'm intrigued to see who wants to be 6 and 7 there. And look, man, lots of talent for the edge rushers. And man, it's crazy to see the offseason. I understand it's slow times, but I don't see the Eagles having a need for edge rusher. If you want to talk about adding somewhere, linebacker, safety, I would, okay, a wide receiver that can help you in the kick return game. All right. A tight end that can block. All right. You want to add some competition? I'm not against it. But fact of the matter is, I'm not adding to a spot where I'm loaded right now. Now, I think what the Eagles are going to do is going to training camp and find out what they have. If they feel they need a linebacker, go trade for one. You need a safety, go get Budda Baker. Simple as that, man. We got $13.85 million. You've seen me when I talked about this months ago. I said, stay patient here. Remember that on August 30th of last year is when we traded for CJ Gardner-Johnson. Hasn't even been a year since we traded for Gardner-Johnson. He's already a Lion. He's gone. So patience here. And we're obviously about, 2 months away from that time period. So you've got a month until training camp. They're going to see what they've got. Then they'll watch the 3 preseason games. I think the great thing about this now, this offseason, is there's only one cut down. So it just goes from 90 to 53. So these back end guys will get more time in preseason games. More people will get a chance. And if you feel you're lacking, then, well, you go sign one of these players. So, I'm not against it, not against it at all. Yeah, for sure. That is definitely a great show. Shaw, seeing Bradbury in Mexico workout video. Yeah, man. And that's what they're doing right now, and I showed you guys that video of Jalen working out with my source. And, that was just random as shit because what was the chatter that day? Oh, that was when Marcus Hayes was talking shit, how he's never seen anyone as insecure, the lack of abilities that Jalen Hurts has on the field. Like, this dude and you guys saw me take that dude to the woodshed and just spank him, dude. Like, it was so embarrassing to see his past tweets. He literally, go check that video out. He has one that says, "My driven agenda against Jalen Hurts." Like, he's like so pissed that Jalen Hurts is succeeding and he never could. And it's like, look, man, I understand that upsets you, but like, it even baffles me at times. I'm like, dude, I'm looking up to a kid that's 10 years younger than me. It's like, holy shit. Like, that's awesome. This kid, he should inspire you. And, when I had his trainer on and when we talked about all those things, how dedicated this dude is. And it's like, bro, that's all I want to see. I love to see Nolan Smith. And people are sleeping on Nolan Smith, saying we need Ngakoue because they don't believe in Nolan Smith. Bro, you are sleeping on the wrong rookie. Brandon Graham, you think he's washed? No way, man. Sweat and Reddick are starters. Y'all are high shit, because we had 70 sacks last season, and I think we're going to beat it this year. So let people keep sleeping. To me, though, I think they will all become huge fans of this defense. I know they hated it last year and the year before that, but they're going to love this multiple scheme defense. They're going to love when we break the sack record. Write it down. I promise you that. So I love getting excited. This is the time, though. This is where you're going to see all the negativity. The Eagles don't have this. They don't have that. It's like, sure, dude, you just don't know what you're looking at. So let them keep doubting us. It's just never going to work out for them, man. Especially with the D-line that has so many. Oh, yeah, man. You've seen my breakdowns, Drew. You've heard me extensively. I even had that one where I ranked the strength of each position group. So edge rushers was at the top there, right? Quarterback, I think, was number 1 because Jalen Hurts, and then you got Mariota behind him. But when we talk about depth at a position with many a player, yeah, edge rusher to me, I feel very, very confident about this. So I'm excited, man. I think that, this team, they're going to see, the world's going to see what they're building on. They're going to run the same defense essentially with a nice new twist on it, but it's the same stuff. Bend, don't break. We're not going to blitz every play. I know Seth Joyner's going to be calling for his head and all those fans. You got to blitz every play. We don't want to be number 1 against the best. Be first in sacks. You got to blitz. We don't get pressure. We just tied for 3rd in NFL history with 70 sacks. Okay. I wish people would get up to date with how things work in today's NFL. That would go a long way. But hey, until then, we're going to have dumbasses just continue complaining about things that are just fine. So we're going to build on that defense. This offense, we're going to build on. Oh, keep sleeping. Let them keep sleeping, Drew. I promise you, when we win this Super Bowl, they will be repeating my dynasty talk. I promise you. They will. Oh, the Eagles will be done. You'll see it. It'll say something like, "You're going to hear it from me first." Because they always repeat what I say. And then they say, "Well, I'm saying this first, even though I heard it from Jimmy Smith." And it's like, all right, dude, well, that would make you second. And if you're not first, you're last. So, yeah, just remember that. Marcus Hayes, he really is. And you can tell he just doesn't know much about football. A guy definitely never played the game in his life. But, dude, it's just, they give all those guys those jobs. People despise the work I do. When I break things down, and I know you guys love it, but I'm just saying, you guys see me on other social media, people get so mad when I explain how the cap works. How you saw for the last 3 years, everybody, you'll never, Jalen Hurts sucks, Howie Rose, but you don't know the cap. And literally all of these things, now that they've all had to bend the knee, and it's like, well, I don't get the credit. Now they all act like they're experts in this stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, I try to help you there. I'm like, hey, you're welcome, dude. You're welcome. But, hey, man, I know I don't have any old racist posts. I don't have what the kids are looking for today, any weird Blue Lives Matter stuff. That's not me, man. So I'm sorry. I stick up for what's right. I do what's right. So those of you sickos, that's what this is about. Tuning in, getting the real deal here. We're talking about stuff that it could literally mean absolutely nothing. But you know what? It's not me misinforming you and getting you hyped up about something that's not going to happen. The shit they do out there making stuff. Oh, he's limited. Yeah, he was almost MVP. But I remember like a couple months ago, he also tried to say the reason we lost the Super Bowl was because of, Jalen Hurts, who put on one of the best performances ever in a Super Bowl. But you can see there's an agenda there. When you see these guys, I think to myself, got to get my shit together. Yeah, man. It's literally, I'm like, oh, I hate myself. And maybe if I didn't grow up watching a drunk like Donovan McNabb, I wouldn't have grew up to be a drunk. But hey, no, I'm just kidding. It's not Donovan McNabb's fault. I'm just saying it's awesome. I tell my kid, I'm like, yo, you have a great quarterback here to look up to. This is somebody, watch how he reacts. And you guys know, my little dude was the day one Jalen Hurts fan. And he sat there and said, he is way better than Carson Wentz. I said, you really think so? And I remember that show talking about it. I said, my kid's got me really thinking here. I think Jalen Hurts really could take this job. That's when it all began. We bought him a Jalen Hurts jersey. He loves him, dude. And, it's awesome to see he looks up to these guys. And it's like, I want him to see, like, hey, you know how they were all talking shit? They knew nothing about Jalen Hurts. These guys have never played a down of football. It's my eye test. Yeah, my eyes. And it's like, well, dude, you've never even played football. How do you know anything? Like, eye test? Dog, sit down. You don't know what you're talking about. And then they try with the cap stuff now. And it's like, well, if Hurts get an extension, it's like, just please sit down and let the big boys handle this. I've got it. I promise you. But, dude, it's so funny because it's like, if I could be in, the certain positions, it's like you have to play the game. And it's like, look at what Jalen Hurts does. It's like, I get caught up too much in all that bullshit. And it's like, I tell my kid, it's like, learn from some people that got their shit together. And, I'm obviously far from where it was, but it's like, I would really love to go back and kick my ass. Be like, you better get your shit together. That's what I always say to you guys that are younger and stuff. Look, always, feel free to reach out. You're struggling with some things. Look, I'm never going to judge you. I was a full-blown alky when I was younger. I know people like to drink. I know what drugs are like in this world. I get it. It seems fun, but I'm always here for you guys. And, whatever's going on, I want you to know I'm always here for you, man. And I want to feel like I'm getting my shit together and want to help you get your shit together. Because you see these guys and you're like, son of a bitch. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Brian, appreciate you tuning in, my man. I'm loving it too, man. This is just a time. We're sickos. That is correct. We're just trying to get through. You know what I mean? And Ricky Bobby, you know it. I'm just throwing them all out here, dude. I've got a whole plethora of shit going on up there. You guys get me going wild up here, but I love it. People like yourself, Jimmy, is making it hard to listen to these clowns. Hey, really appreciate that, Linda. And you guys know I was on my deathbed a few years ago, and I thought, I'd rather jump out of this window than listen to these people make shit up all offseason. So here we are. We created On the Road to Victory. I broke down why we'd win the Super Bowl. We ended up winning our first Super Bowl ever. So I was like, I think I'm going to keep doing this. And, it took me a couple of years to finally start an effing YouTube channel. But, hey, we've been doing everything we can on Facebook, Twitter. You guys, can't thank you enough for being a part of it. But we're going to keep growing, keep trying to educate the masses out here. It's not that I don't enjoy all the stuff that never happens. It's just somebody's got to be out here to be like, look, it's fun to talk about that, but this is how it works. Like, this is why it can't. This is how the money works. This is their contract. And, you'll always see the media saying like, well, the cap doesn't exist, or, well, that stuff doesn't matter. And it's because they don't know how it works. And it's like, well, it doesn't make it not real just because it's too hard for you to understand. It's like, go to someone like me and I will help you understand. And I've tried to help all of Eagles media the last few years, get them on board with learning how the cap works so they can stop getting everyone so twisted how things work. And, thank God they finally started watching my shows, because it's like, it was unbearable, dude. Like, just, you guys know, they were making stuff up every year. Oh, we can't sign her. And it was like, I remember the year I said we were going to sign Hassan Reddick, Kaiser White, that, James Bradbury, all those things happened. And I remember how pissed people were. You don't know the cap. See, I told you we could never get them. And then we got all of them. And I remember going back to those people and like, hey, I don't want to upset you here, but are you okay? I know you're an expert on the cap. How dare you? And they're always so offended. And it's like, oh, I thought you wanted me to match energy, come out of left field and tell you what you didn't know. But see, the thing is, I actually do know. Post about NFL most likable players. You can tell, but don't watch Eagles football. Our team is loaded with talent. Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Being an Eagles, fan, our whole lives, the refs are going to cheat. The teams, the fans, everybody's always going to be against us. That's what weak people do. The weak fan bases from other teams, and you see like Cowboys fans, 49ers, very uneducated. They just really get upset and angry, little buggers. They're real angry because they don't know anything that's going on. So anger, that's the name of the world, really, but America, especially a lot of hate, violence, anger. That's what it's all about, So, dude, you see, they hate us because we truly love our teams. We're passionate about it. The other fan bases, they switch teams every offseason. They don't stay true. They don't know what it's like to be an Eagles fan. They don't know what it's like to be on your deathbed, create on the road to victory because you love your Eagles that much. They don't know what that passion is. So they fear what they don't understand. And I get it, man. They're very weak mentally and physically. So I don't blame other fans for hating us. It's laughable to me at this age. It's good to be back. Yo, my man, Knight. It's been a minute. Appreciate you tuning in, my dude. Hope all is well. Love to see the love being shared down here. But, dude, always welcome back here, my friend. We're here every day talking birds. Whatever's going on, you can always reach out. Hope all has been well. But it's good to see you back, my dude. We're here with Fan Friday. So a perfect show to return. We're here just shooting the shit here. But, hey, thank you for that, Brian. And if anybody ever misses, like, salary cap stuff, roster stuff, you're thinking to yourself, man, what has happened all offseason? Go to the playlist on my YouTube, and you will see there are playlists for the money, for the roster, for the coaches, for sicko season, for the random-ass videos just to get you by. Dude, there's everything and then some here. So, but I really appreciate that. Love all the support you guys have. And look, I know life comes at you. So, hey, you're here now. That's all that matters. Hope all has been well, though, my man. And it's good to see you here. Hope you're having a great start to your summer. And, appreciate that, Brian. Doing my best just to educate the masses and bring you guys some entertainment. I wanted to be different. I thought there's nobody out here that understands the cap or the roster stuff or our defense. I thought, shit, I'm going to do that. Now, I know, again, you'll see most fans will flock to stuff that'll never happen. They don't want to hear about sports stuff. It's about trolling NFC East team. That's fine, man. And if that's their thing, cool, man. I know in today's age, that's more what it's about. For me, I'm big on the football stuff. I am in love with football. I love on the field, off the field, the business stuff, everything about it. I'm obsessed. So for you sickos out there, love to hear that you enjoy it. Really appreciate that, my man. Brian, hope you keep tuning in. And this is just Fan Friday, dude. So I'm sorry I don't have any kind of graphics. So this is what we do on Fan Friday. Just shoot the shit. Love hearing from you guys. It is, but we're getting by every day. Now, it really hasn't been boring. It's actually been insane for me. I ended up today, I'm sure you can tell, I look like Skeletor more than ever. You can see my bones in my face. I hate it. That's why I usually have facial hair. But, dude, I'm tired of being hot as the lawnmower man. I'm about to cut this effing hair off, too. I'm going to be real with you. It's killing me out there. But working hard out there, dude, staying busy, spending time with the family, going to the beach here in 9 days. This weekend, going to my brother's to go see him down at his cabin. So just it's going to be wild. But I'm going to keep continuing to provide you guys with as much content as I possibly can. So this Sunday, do not expect to see me, but I'm going to do every single effing day I possibly can. Dude, I'm going to try my best. So, and while I'm at the beach, I'm going to do my best to make some quick things and just give you some recaps, whatever's going on. Eagles, but the Phillies had a runner on third base. No outs, they couldn't score. Hey, that sounds just about right. Now we've been doing pretty well lately, but it is what it is. And they do it all the time, and it drives me insane. At this point, I've told you guys, I used to be obsessed 4 for 4, and I mean obsessed. I could tell you the heights, weights, just like I am with the Eagles right now, all 4 teams. But as I got older, first off, my heart can't take it. Secondly, though, with doing this, I don't have time to get obsessed with all the other teams. Now, Sixers still pretty close. The Phillies still pretty good, understand. But Flyers, it's like drifting away. Like, I'm a casual fan when it comes to that stuff. I'm no longer like the genius with that stuff too. But I always love my teams, man. Always. But yeah, I hate it too. I really do. Yo, and that's what it is, my man. It's just pure passion. And I always love when a new person comes on, somebody's upset, and they're like, you're smoking crack. And I'm like, I probably look like it due to this awesome disease I have. But no, that's just pure adrenaline, baby. And I know that scares people, but that's okay. They were not built to be Eagles fans. And you should see me at games if you think this is crazy. There's always a reason that I come back and I struggle talking. I lose my mind, and I love every damn second of it. And I really appreciate the kind words, my man, Brian. Been a fan of the Eagles since 90 when Dallas was winning. And I'll tell you, it was rough, but this change when Dallas was winning, Dallas fans are living down. Yeah, I can't remember that, man. I was 9 years old when they won a Super Bowl the last time. I'm 37. I have a kid, a family. I've almost died. I've lost my father. All my friends have died. I've lived like 6 lives since the Cowboys have ever done anything. You guys saw my tweet today, if you follow me on Twitter, and I said, which has a higher chance of happening this century? Damian Lillard being traded from the Blazers or the Cowboys winning a divisional round game? I didn't say Super Bowl, notice, because, well, first they would have to win a divisional round game, which they haven't done since 1995. So not going to even say NFC Championship, definitely not the Super Bowl, if you can't even make it past the divisional round. So yeah, there's like one of the guys you went to high school with, and he still talks about the girl he used to date, 20 some years ago. And it's like, that's awesome, man. But like, if you could just get a girlfriend now, stop living in your mom's basement and, being a miserable slob, that'd be great. But they don't. And they just continue to talk about their old girlfriend. And you're like, okay, man, well, I'm glad that was your peak in life. Enjoy that. So yeah, man, I agree with you though. I've been a fan since 86, and the Cowboys fans are the most hilarious fan base. And when I was a kid, there was a Steelers joke that I now have given to the Cowboys. How do you get a bunch of Cowboys fans to change the light bulb? You don't. They just stand around and talk about how great the old one was. So it's got to be embarrassing to be them. Summer's my favorite season. Love this weather. I cannot stand it. I've always been someone that I get so effing hot in the summer. I love the cold. I used to really love it, but ever since I got this disease, it kind of kicks my ass. So, I am a fall guy. I was always a fall guy. Spring guy I like, but fall because it means football's coming. So whenever football, that's my favorite season. But my girlfriend loves the summer. That's her favorite. I'm not looking forward to coming back like a lobster in a week. The sun always kicks my Irish ass. So we'll see. Sleep. I don't know what that is, Drew. I do not know what that is. My God, I don't. I really don't. Love football, baseball, basketball, and fun too. Oh, I love them all. I love all sports. I love them all. I just, doing this is all I've got time for to make shows for. Any limit to what teams can carry over as far as cap? Nope. Whatever you don't spend, Andrew, you will carry over. Now, we've got $13.85 million as it stands right now, Andrew, but understand that is the off-season salary cap space. So if you haven't seen any of the shows from throughout this offseason, I try to explain that it consists of the top 51 players right now. That is what the salary cap is. So you have a different salary cap, like set of rules for the offseason. So top 51 guys, that's what you have to fandangle with. Right now, we're sitting at 13.85 mil. We've got everyone signed that's going to affect the cap right now. So nothing's going to change there. Now, once Kaylee Ringo signs, later on down the road, that'll affect us, but it won't do anything to that space. Now, week 1, that changes. It goes to all 53 players on the roster, anyone on IR, the practice squad players, suspension, all that stuff. Those people all count against the cap there. So that number will change, and I'll keep you up to date with all of that. But whatever they don't spend, you keep throughout the year in case something happens. You need to trade for somebody. You want to sign a couple people. You want to, do whatever you do every year. And that's fine. If you don't, you carry it over. you have that money for the next year. It just adds on to what, you have. So great question there, Andrew. Hopefully I answered that well for you. Amen. As we get older. Yeah, man, life truly is, but I just keep kicking it right in the face. I finally started kicking it right back. So, yo, Nina in the building. I just was thinking about you the other day. Saw somebody post a video with their little white dog, and I don't know why it just made me think of you and the eagle and the family. Ready for those dance videos. Let's go. Really appreciate you taking the time, though. We were just talking about how insane we are as Eagles fans. I mean, I don't think people understand our passion, Nina. The videos, the things we do to show our love for our birds. They just don't get it. And that's perfectly fine. I love every damn second of it. But Nina, I hope you're doing well. Really appreciate you taking the time. Your throne coke. Yeah, look, man, I think people are just weak mentally. They just don't know how. And look, I know a lot of people are dependent on drugs to get happy or have any kind of personality or be able to be around their families. That'll never be me, baby. This is pure green blood. That's what gets the masses jumping. And you guys know, if you've ever been near me in a game, just like the last couple of years, everybody booing Jalen Hurts, everybody booing the Eagles, and I'm there just screaming louder than all of them combined. Dude, I told them, and as I told them every game, look, man, you guys are going to be the biggest fans when I come back. I promise you. And, last year when we were in the NFC Championship, everybody around me, they're all slapping my hands. I'm like, oh, it's so great. You guys are fans. Like, oh, do you know what it's like not to have to hear you guys booing and whining so much? Like, oh, I can't deal with these new, 49ers style fans. Not for me, man. I know we won a Super Bowl, but the whole, I'm not a fan unless we're winning. That's pretty lame to me. Turned 43. You wouldn't think it, Drew. Holy shit, man. You look pretty damn young from the picture I saw of you. Sweat winter and summer. Yep. Dream of sleep, but could be worse. Glad I'm not. Yeah, that is correct, my man. And I used to be one of those people where I could literally go out into the winter with shorts on and, t-shirt. And I'm not like a sicko that did that on purpose, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't really get cold. Now that I've got this disease, the one thing it does is, when it gets just kind of hot, I feel like it's 120 degrees. When it gets kind of cold, I feel like it's -20. So it's now I go from one extreme to the other, which is completely different from how I was growing up. So I really hate winter and summer now. Both of them suck. They can kiss my ass because they both kick my ass in a different way. And well, I hate it. I really do. Yo, my man Cole in the building. Let's effing go, Drew. Using it up. Love to see it. Him. You guys are seeing Jalen Hurts there in the chat. And then, of course, me. That's sicko. And I love sicko season. You guys, you really are helping me get through this. I hope I'm doing all I can. I really am. I hope I'm doing some kind of service for you throughout this off season. Hope I can try to teach you some things, but have some fun in this at the same time. You know that's what these Fridays are for, having a great time. But throughout the week, I will continue providing you with, whether it's something we want to laugh at from PFF, we want to agree with it, I want to break something down for you. Now, as I told you, we are now officially in July. So I'm going to do positional breakdowns, probably put one out each day. That'll be coming up maybe in about a week, but going to be doing things to get you ready. We're going to do a show where I give you my locks for the roster, who I think is, battling for what. So do not fear. You will have all that. But right now we're in that kind of lull period where I'm just going to give you as much content as I possibly can. Then when I'm at the beach, I'm going to provide you with anything that happens. I'll still try to do what I can late at night. But yeah, man, we're going to get through this. We are going to get through this. I promise you. Oh, my God. Less than a month away, though, from training camp. So let's go. We got 72 effing days left until game one, baby. Let's go. Let's go. 72 days. We can do this. But if you guys need anything, you have any questions, any comments you want to get in, please feel free to get them in now. I'm going to get heading out here. Got to get rolling. Oh, a little after 8 there. So, look, I appreciate all of you taking the time here, but if you're watching this later, feel free to join in the conversation, answer any of those questions, act like you're part of the conversation. I will answer you. I will happily talk some birds with you. You want to talk about movies. You want to talk about whatever it may be. I know one of you was out here this week trying to ask me something. I told you, just remind me Fan Friday. So whatever story that was, I guess you could just throw it on me next Fan Friday. But you guys are great. Always get me drifting out to sea, but some really great stuff here today. But we got about 5 minutes. So I just wanted to give you that little forewarning there. Now, one last thing I want to talk about. You saw on the cover photo. this is one of the funniest things. Deshaun Jackson he's still feeling it about Chip Kelly. Just does not respect him, he said. And you can go check the clip out on my YouTube. It's a video short there, 30 seconds. But he just talks about how crazy it was that Chip Kelly literally got rid of him, Michael Vick, LaShawn McCoy, Jeremy Maclin. And yeah, I was an Eagles fan at that time. I've been for all 37 years of my life. But, I remember it pretty damn well. And holy shit, I still to this day hate Chip Kelly. That was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. And, it was like, oh, it's my way or the highway kind of thing. Brings in Ryan Matthews, DeMarco Murray. Like, okay. But Kiko Alonso for LaShawn. Okay. But regardless of that, I found that to be pretty funny. And you guys know the Deshaun Jackson story. I've told that. If you missed it, ask on another Fan Friday here. But he's one of my favorites of all time. And I'm with him. I don't respect Chip Kelly either. He just thinks that he's, above all. And well, he failed miserably because of that, and he took away from us. Now, I've seen this narrative where if it weren't for Chip Kelly, we don't win the Super Bowl. Okay, so what? Okay. Sure. So if the Civil War didn't happen, then we don't win the Super Bowl. So I'm happy. Well, I am happy the Civil War because of the Trumpy like people. But anyways, it's literally insane to me. I'm rambling now. Now you got me. I'm rambling because it's something that annoys me. But I think Deshaun Jackson is one of my favorites of all time. That story will always go down in infamy. Getting trashed and just praying we could get him. You guys know I've been doing this, calling out our draft picks for almost 20 years now. So we got 5 years in a row here. Let's see if we can keep the train rolling. I think it technically is 6, but I think everyone in the world knew Carson Wentz was coming. And the year after that, it was like Goddard was in the second. Whatever. But, well, that's pleasant. Thank you for sharing that. But exactly, indeed. And look, D-Jax, I don't even know where the hell I was going at this point. My mind's so lost here. But D-Jax is literally going to go down in history as one of my favorites. But I think, how stupid it is for people to say that Chip Kelly won us the Super Bowl. That is the most lazy, dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. So, yeah, man, music for sleep. Hey, the smell of shit. That might appease to some of you. But, hey, if you're like Cowboys fans, you love smelling shit every day you wake up, I can understand it. To me, I'm good on that. I bleed green. I wake up and I smell the roses, man. I smell the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. That's what I smell this year. And I just want to keep stressing that throughout this entire offseason. So every time you hear someone say, well, you're hearing it first, the Eagles are going. No, you're just repeating what Jimmy Smith said. So this year, as much as I've got a lot of you on my side now. So when you see them taking my work, you see them becoming geniuses all of a sudden, let them know who's out here actually teaching them. WIP. And yeah, that's who most people follow. They listen to these people that don't know anything and then they repeat it. And it's like, yeah, I know that person said it, but you shouldn't be listening what people like that say. But we do live in America where people just kind of like to listen to whatever they're told. So, hey, you didn't even get to witness what he did. And that's still despite. Oh, yeah, he is the worst, man. He is a clown dick. So, yep, good riddance. And thankful for Howie Roseman, Doug Peterson, Nick Foles. Those are the reasons we won the Super Bowl. Yo, my man, Twisted, tuning in, getting rolling out here, my man. But appreciate you taking the time. If any of you guys rewatch this, you can always comment down below. But I hope you're having a great week, my man. I will be back tomorrow. I will not have a show on Sunday, but I'll be back tomorrow. I got a little something planned for you, but I appreciate you tuning in, my dude. Reminder Hertz is actually suited up. Yeah, man. You better keep reminding yourself, man. Anybody who forgets that, that's a Cowboys fan for you. And look, dude. They're all going to bow down. Like I told you over the last 3 years, they will bow to Jalen Hurts. And now you see. Sean, he's always the man. Love the dude, always. But look, unfortunately, it is what it is. I think that, he's going to be pissed for the rest of his life. Why wouldn't he be? We would have won a Super Bowl sooner. That's, to me, what Chip Kelly did. He took that away from us sooner. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, I do have to get rolling here. I love each and every one of you. If you need anything or you want to continue this conversation, please feel free to comment down below. You can reach out. But I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you for all of the kind words. Drew, my man, Brian, Luffy. We had Knight in here. Hope you're doing well, my man. Nice to see you again. Twisted just tuning in here at the end. Nina was in here too. Let's go. Andrew with a great question. Appreciate you, my guy. Linda as well. Thank you so much. If I missed any of it, it's just because I'm a High Plains drifter, but I truly do appreciate each and every one of you. If I don't see you, have yourself a happy 4th of July. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. But yeah, I hope to see you tomorrow. Have a great Friday night. And as always, say it with me now, Eagles fans. Go Birds!